or fight. Prepare yourself. It's over. How's this? I can still fight. Allow me. Predictable. Now it begins. Prepare your... Now it... Prepare yourself. Here I come. I'll end this. I still have much to learn. Be your opponent. My turn. Now it's over. Prepare yourself. My turn. Prepare you. There's no need for flattery. It'll rust my sword. Or fight. My turn. Here I come. Prepare you. I fight for my... I still have much to learn. Do what I must. Here I come. I'm sorry. Now it begins. My turn. For the pride of Ku. Or fight. Here I come. Prepare yourself. Here I come. I'll end this. It's over. I still have much to learn. opponent. Prepare yourself. Here I come. You fight dirty. My turn. Prepare. I fight for my friends. Here I come. I'll end this. It's over. I can... My friends, I've failed you. Stand aside or fight. My turn. Prepare yourself. Here I come. Prepare yourself. My turn. I fight for my... For the pride of Ku. I'll do what I must. Here I come. Prepare yourself. I still have much to learn. Stand aside or fight. Now it begins. Here I come. Prepare yourself. I'll end this. There's no need for flattery. It'll rust my sword. I shall be your opponent. Now it begins. Prepare yourself. Here I come. My turn. Here I come. I fight for my... For the pride of Ku. do what I must. Now it begins. My turn. I'll end it's over. Prepare your... Now it begins. I still have much to learn. Prepare yourself. My turn. For the pride of Coup. If I must. On your guard. Prepare yourself. Now it begins. My turn. Here I come. I fight for my friends. My spear does not err. There's no need for flattery. It'll rust my sword. You still have much to learn. I look forward to using this. Side or fight. My turn. Prepare yourself. Now it begins. I'll end. Prepare yourself. My turn. Prepare yourself. I still have much to learn. Here I come. My turn. Prepare yourself. I fight for my... Over. There's no need for flattery. It'll rust my sword. Will this do? Interesting.
Nutrient deficiency. Too long on the open seas, I take it. I also see symptoms of severe dehydration.
Apothecary. Everything's going dim. Please, heal me.
Easy now, it'll be all right. Healthy, nutrient-rich food is what he needs most right now. If only I had some fruit. Ah, grapes! Thank you. This is just what I was looking for. Here, eat this.
Thanks. I feel much better now.
Remember to maintain a balanced diet. That'll help keep you healthy. Take care. I appreciate the help. My name is Casti. I'm a traveling apothecary. Are you a traveler as well? I have lost my memories, and am searching for clues to who I once was. If you wouldn't mind sharing the road with me, may I join you on your travels? Thank you.
You have the power to save lives, more than any other. That's why you have to live. If anyone can create a cure, it's you. It's up to you now.
Look! Over there! There's someone on that skiff!
I hear waves. Where am I? On a ship?
Finally come to, have you? Feeling better yet? You've got the luck of the tides, you know.
Why can't I stand? My throat too dry.
Easy now, lass. You've had a rough time of it. Drink up.
Thank you for saving me.
Couldn't well leave you to the fishes. How'd you end up on that little skiff anyhow?
Skiff? I don't know. I can't remember.
Come on now, this isn't the time for jokes.
I'm sorry, but I really can't remember anything. Who I am, where I came from, it's all a blank.
I know one thing about you, lass. Your name, it's Casti.
Casti. How did you know that?
It's stitched onto your outfit. What's that uniform of yours anyway? Ah, right. Amnesia. Strange to think a person could forget their own name.
I have to remember. First things first, I need information. Somewhere to start. It will be difficult to learn who I am. Nevertheless, the crew of the ship should know more about the circumstances of my rescue. I should inquire about that, and the ship while I'm at it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I think that's about all I need for now. Based on the predominant currents in this region of the ocean, it's likely my skiff set sail from somewhere on the continent to the east. From my exhaustion and the severity of my dehydration, it's fair to estimate that I was adrift for several days. Hold on. How do I know all of this? Not much point in wondering. I should instead thank my lucky stars that I was rescued. Now, to go over what else I learned. This passenger ship embarked from the Brightlands several days ago. Its destination is a large port town called Cannelbrine. Perhaps there's someone there who can shed a light on who I am. Ah, yes. These kind sailors brought my possessions to the passenger's cabin. Maybe they can offer some material clues as to my identity. I should sort through them before we make landfall. This satchel. I recognize it. It's mine. It seems rather hastily stuffed. I must have been in quite the hurry. Medicinal herbs. A mortar and pestle. For preparing salves and the like, no doubt. Well, well. It seems I was an apothecary. What's this? A white flower. Why would I have something like this? Yet another mystery.
Land ho! All hands on deck! you sure you'll be all right, lass? Hard to get by without memories.
I've remembered a little. Enough. I appreciate your concern, but no need to fret about me. I'll remember the rest in time.
That's all. Know the seas, and you'll know thyself. An old sea dog taught me that proverb. May the wind and the waves always find you well, Casti.
Thank you, Captain, for everything. What a bustling little town.
Hey, get a load of her.
Huh?
She's one of them, isn't she?
Yeah, no mistaking it.
I appear to be causing quite a stir. Oh well. First things first, I need to find clues as to who I may be. I should speak to the people of this town. I might glean some knowledge about my past. Thank you. That was very helpful. Thank you. That was very helpful. Thank you. That was very helpful. That was very helpful. It seems I've been given the cold shoulder. In that case, I'll just have to try my luck with someone else. Excuse me, are you all right?
What's going on here? Is something wrong with him?
He's burning up. We need to get him inside.
Looks like sun fever. He's covered in rashes.
Rash, vomiting. It could be the onset of some sort of strange poison. I should have the herbs to treat this. Hold on for just a moment. Step 1, lower the fever. Luckily, we caught the sickness in its early stages. Dash of lycanth seed mixed with some of these herbs should do the trick. Good. I still remember my craft at least. There. Drink up. Slowly now. That's a good boy. The fever's receding. He's sleeping peacefully now.
Your work was flawless from diagnosis to treatment. The very model of an apothecary.
Thank you, Miss...
Malaya. I'm a traveling apothecary.
Thank you, Malaya. My name's Casti. Sorry to say, I don't remember much else. I was an apothecary, but what kind I cannot say. I've come down with a bad case of amnesia.
What? Then how did you diagnose and treat that boy?
It seems my hands still remember their craft. Strange, isn't it?
Who are you? Wait, that blue uniform. It can't be. Get back! Don't you dare touch my brother!
What?
Senna, did she hurt you? How'd you sneak in here? What'd you do to him?
Calm down. She's an apothecary. She treated your brother for his ills.
Out! You're one of them, aren't you? Heirs apothecaries.
Heirs apothecaries? What?
That blue uniform, that sigil, there's no mistaking it. The whole town's in an uproar about you, witch. Word is one of you pestilence mongers have been lurking about.
Pestilence monger? I don't understand.
And I don't care. Out! Out!
Let's go, Casti.
Who are these heirs apothecaries?
I've heard the name before.
You have? What sort of people are they? Why was that man so hostile to me? What's wrong with me? We have far more pressing business than my lost history. I fear Senna's illness is only the beginning. If I can't identify the root of this sickness, it could engulf the whole town. There's no time to waste.
You're going to help them, even after how you've been treated? Would your time not be better spent treating your own woes?
Saving these people comes first. As long as I can heal the sick, who I am is ultimately trivial.
The very model of an apothecary indeed. Very well. You have my aid. Let's split up and find the source of this sickness.
Malaya, thank you.
You're one of those heirs apothecaries, aren't you?
We won't let you fool us.
I'm sorry, but would you mind telling me about these apothecaries? I'm unfamiliar with them.
Don't play dumb. Everyone knows what that little band of apothecaries have been up to on the Eastern Continent. They travel around charging only a pittance for services. But it's all a sham. Their medicine is poison, and they've killed more than they've helped. I even heard they butchered an entire town not long ago.
I don't know what dark purpose drives them, and I don't care. Word is, one of them just showed up in town, and you're the only strange apothecary around here, so...
You may be right. The truth is, I don't know if I am what you think I am. I remember little of my past.
A likely story! We're on to you! Get off with you!
Who I was and what I've done, I cannot say. Nevertheless, right now, all I want is to help the people of this town. I'm looking for clues as to what is causing the people here to grow sick. Please, if you know anything, tell me.
Marlo, what's wrong?
Stop! Get away from him!
What's the big idea? He needs help. Or do you want me to leave him there to die?
I said step away. He may be contagious.
Contagious?
I knew it. The symptoms are the same. I need to ease his fever, and quickly. I'll carry him. All of you stay here. There. He should make it now.
She healed Marlo.
Just who are you, really?
Help! People are fainting from some sort of strange fever.
What in the world's going on?
Damn! And of course this happens while our healers are away.
Let me treat them. Here, medicine. Thank you. I feel a little better now. Good night. Here, medicine.
Thanks for saving me, miss.
Good night. Here, medicine. Good night. medicine.
My fever's broken, thanks to you. You have my gratitude.
There. I've done what I can for now.
The sickness is spreading fast. We need to find its source or there won't be anyone standing before long.
Are they?
We're out of the woods for now, but it's too early to breathe easy.
I'm sorry about before. I shouldn't have said what I did.
Senna gave me a tongue lashing about it too. He said you saved his life. I know I've got no right to ask this after how I treated you, but please, save our town, save my friends.
I intend to, but I need your aid first. Help me locate the source of this contagion.
Well, I don't know if this will help, but earlier today, Senna said the water tasted funny.
Hey, Ma said the same thing to me this morning.
Really? I boiled some water this morning and didn't notice anything strange.
The water? Of course. Maybe those who contracted this illness all drank the water without boiling it first. If that's true, then that must be the source.
A fine deduction, Casti. I agree.
We draw our water from a spring that flows out of a cavern south of town.
Then my course is clear. I must hurry to this cavern and cleanse the spring before the sickness spreads further.
We're coming too.
This is our town. It's our job to protect it.
I appreciate the offer, but I'm afraid I must insist that you stay. Cleansing noxious substances is dangerous work. Stay here and see to your sick.
Well, all right. Take care of yourself, apothecary.
Malaya, could you remain here to treat these people?
You have a habit of putting others above yourself, don't you? Fine, just come back in one piece, Casti.
I'll try. The world needs more apothecaries like you, Malaya. I'm setting out for the cave to the south. I'll be back soon. patient. Here I go. What to do, what to... Well now. Here I go. These hands. My journey will not end here. Life is too precious to risk. Well now. What to do, what to... Now! My turn. No mercy, only pain. Here I go. My turn. What to do? My turn. What to do? Forgive me. Poison that must be purged. Well now. What to do? What? Well now. These hands. What to do, what to do. A pinch of this and... Here I go. My turn. What to do? No mercy, only pain. Well now. Time for your medicine. At this rate. Pinch of this and... What to do? My journey will not end here. These bars are broken. Something must have forced its way in here. The wellspring is just a little further. I'll need to approach it with caution. Life is too precious to risk. Here I go. Well now. What to do? Well now. These hands. I know no cure for evil. Poison that must be Here I go. Well now. This'll cool it down. What to do? No mercy, only pain. Well now. What to do? What? My turn. Forgive me. Precious to risk. Here I go. My turn. Here I go. What to do? These hands. Well now. What to do? What? Well now. No mercy, only pain. I know no cure for evil. What is this foul smell? is true what they say. Filth is the root of all illness. Now then, what is it that's made all this mess? Foul vapors abound. I need to be careful not to inhale any effluvia. I think I found the source. So you're the ones causing all this trouble. Bloodshot eyes and jaws dripping with venomous foam. It's obvious that you're infected. Your very touch poisons the waters here, sickening all who drink it. I couldn't convince you to leave peacefully, could I? The townsfolk need these waters more than you. It was worth a shot. Time to clean up this mess. Quiet down. My turn. I've got just the cure. I am unwell. Well now. Naughty deeds, bitter medicine. My turn. This'll cool you down. Hold it together. This infection. Time for your medicine. Here I go. These hands. Well now. This will teach you. I am unwell. My turn. What to do, what to do. Well now. No mercy, only pain. Naughty deeds and bitter medicine. How deplorable. It just cannibalized its own kind. What a noisome odor. Did cannibalizing its own empower it somehow? How troublesome. I'll need to handle this quickly. What to do, what to do. Curses. My My turn. This will teach you. Well now. Naughty deeds earn me bitter mess. My turn. I have a talent for making do. I'll purge this infection. This will teach you. I'm terribly sorry. Well now. A pinch of this and... My turn. Well now. My turn. These hands. Here I go. Hold it together. I extend a helping hand. Naughty deeds and bitter mess. At this rate... Time for your medicine. What to do, what to do. This'll cool. This'll... Here I go. A pinch of this and... Well now. No mercy, only pain. This'll cool you down. Now. What to do, what to do. I have a talent for making do. Time for your medicine. This'll cool you. Sleep. My journey will not end here. Don't think badly of me. That takes care of the root of this illness. All that's left is to sprinkle pure balm leaves around, liberally. With time, the corruption here should fade. There, a dash or two of pure balm for myself, too. It won't do anything for the smell, but I'll feel better for it nonetheless. Now, back to town to relay the good news.
Look! That apothecary is back!
Oh, what a horrible stench.
Yes, sorry about that. I cleared the source of the infection polluting your waters. The spring will run clean again in time. Nevertheless, I recommend boiling all your water for a good while yet.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're Senna's brother, yes? How is he?
Back on his feet, and as rambunctious as ever. Not a trace of that nasty fever left.
I'm glad to hear it. Allow me to stop by later to check on him just in case.
We were wrong about you. You helped us, even after we treated you like dirt.
How can we ever make it up to you?
Don't worry. It's clean water under the bridge. Although, I do have one request.
Anything. Just name it, Casti.
May I borrow your bath?
I'm glad our paths crossed, Casti. But it's time for me to move on. The open road is calm.
Malaya, may I ask what it is that compels you to travel?
I'm searching for a way to cure a terrible disease. I've identified the ingredients I need to brew the medicine, but I've yet to discover the correct recipe. So I travel in hopes of completing my cure, and saving as many lives as I can along the way.
Is there anything I can do to assist you?
No. This is my problem. My burden to bear. You have your own troubles to see to. Your memory, for one.
I need to know who there's apothecaries are. And who I am as well. I can't rest until I know. Malaya, correct me if I'm wrong, but you seem to know something about them. Please, Malaya, I need to know. Tell me, I'm begging you.
You have the power to save lives, more than any other. That's why you have to live. If anyone can create a cure, it's you. It's up to you now. Live, Casti. someone you have to save.
It can't be.
I pray your memory returns, Casti. One day. Farewell.
Wait. And that woman in my vision. That was Malaya. Then we've met before? What's going on? Malaya. What made you act as if you didn't know me? Why would you... Malaya. Malaya. It was Malaya who put me aboard that skiff. But why? Who or what were we running from? If only I could remember. I need more clues. Something else to go on. A hidden pocket in the bottom of my satchel? A book. Treatment log. In my hands, I held a diary. One I'm sure was penned by my own hand. It contained a record of treatments given, patients seen. 2 towns were mentioned within its pages. Psy and Winter Bloom, more notable by far. It's covered with blood. Everything beyond the first few pages is too stained and smeared with blood to make out. What in the world is the story here? It's time I went on my own journey. This journal is the only clue I have. I have little choice but to visit Psy and Winterbloom and see what I can find. I need to rediscover who I am. And there's something else. Something important I'm forgetting. I need to remember. Any ache, pain, or ill, I'll patch you right up. I'm sure you won't regret having me around. You choose the road for now, and I'll follow.
My turn.
Now!
My turn.
You did well, Cap.
Well now.
My turn. I still have much to learn. I'll do what I must. Now it begins.
Here I go.
Here I come.
My turn. What to do, what to do.
My turn. I fight for my friends. It's over. I still have much to learn.
Precious to risk. Well now.
Prepare yourself. My turn. For the pride of Ku. I shall be your opponent. Here I come.
Well now.
My turn.
Here I go. What to do, what to...
Now it begins. There's no need for flattery. It'll rust my sword.
What to do?
Prepare yourself.
Excellent work, Hikari.
Prepare yourself. I still have much to learn.
Poison that must be purged.
Here I come.
Excellent work, Hikari.
My turn. For the pride of Ku.
patient? My turn.
Here I come.
Here I go.
Now it begins. I still have much to learn.
Life is too precious to risk.
Prepare yourself.
Excellent work, Hikari.
Here I come.
What to do?
Prepare yourself.
Well now. These hands.
Here I come.
My turn.
Here I come. I'll end this. For the pride of Ku. I'll do what I must.
What to do?
My turn.
Excellent work, Hikari.
Now it begins. I still have much to learn. Stand aside or fight.
Well now.
Prepare yourself.
Excellent work, Hikari.
Now it begins. Prepare yourself. I fight for my friends. I still have much to learn.
Next patient?
My turn.
Here I go.
Here I come.
Well now. Here I go.
Now it begins. I'll end this. There's no need for flattery. It'll rust my sword.
patient.
My turn.
What to do?
You fight dirty. Prepare yourself.
My turn.
Now it begins. I fight for my friends. I still have much to learn.
Oh, howdy there, friend. What can I help you with? Well now, you've got a special look about you. I can tell from the way you carry yourself that you're one heck of a fighter. Lady Luck must be shining down on me, 'cause it ain't every day you meet someone like you. The folks around these parts call me Particio. I'm a merchant, and I'm getting ready to hit that dusty trail. You see, I've got big plans and big ideas. Too big to handle alone. I was hoping I'd find a dependable sort like you to accompany me on my travels. You really mean it? Thanks, partner. Particio at your service. I'm the man who's gonna save the world from the devil they call poverty.
What do you think, Particio? What do we do with this land?
What do you mean, what? There ain't scratch here.
That's exactly why I'm asking, little chickadee. It's a blank slate. It can be whatever we make of it. Long as we got the skill and gumption anyhow.
Wow, Pops. You sure got away with words.
I know, son. Swipe that line if you want.
No, I wouldn't do that. Thieving ain't right. A real merchant doesn't filch what they want. They buy it.
That's my boy. Fine words. You do me proud.
Oh, I had an idea. If it was up to me, I'd split this whole plot with all our friends. That way, we could all settle it together.
I like how you think, chickadee. That'd make everyone happier than hens in a coop.
Yeah, smart, huh?
A fine idea, but we can't forget our business interests here. This land is an asset. We bought the deed to it fair and square from its former owner. If we want to divvy it up, Particio, we can't just give it away for free.
Aw, come on now, Mr. Rock. No need to be stingy.
We're here because we heard there was silver to be found in these hills. Rock and I pooled our money and bought the rights to these lands.
That we did.
Rumor was you couldn't take a step without tripping over silver ore. This is no time to be oohing and ahhing, chickadee. You want to be a merchant too, right? Then take these leaves and go buy us some silver.
Gosh, I don't know if I'm ready for that.
A merchant cultivates a discerning eye through knowledge and experience. That means hands-on training is more precious than gold.
Yes, sir, Mr. Rock. I'll go buy some silver then. Lickety-split.
Good boy. Negotiate a good price and show us your business acumen. Hey there, Particio. Managed to buy any silver?
Sure did. Here, this is it, right?
Give it here. Whoa now. This is some fine quality ore. You didn't even use all the leaves I gave you, neither.
Your boy has a fine eye, Pap. He must have inherited his business acumen from you.
Thanks.
I bet we can earn a bundle off this. Good work, son.
Bundle of what? Yeah.
We sold off all but a roof over our head to start this business. It's a gamble, that's for sure.
But one well worth it, Pap. The global economy is beginning to adopt a standardized silver leaf to serve as the basis for commerce. We're entering the age of silver. Mark my words.
We're well positioned to earn a fortune. Right. We rise and shine early tomorrow to get digging for silver.
Woo-hoo! I can't wait to get started, pups!
We're gonna strike it rich, chickadee.
Today's haul, freshly plucked from the soil, 100% pure high-quality ore.
Rumors about the quality of this town's silver drew me here to make a deal. But what real guarantee can a youngling like you offer me on its value?
Hey, looks can be deceiving, my fine friend. I've been doing this for 8 years now, and I know my stuff. Purity is the only means by which you can assess silver's ore quality. Take a look at the sheen on this rock. See the luster, that sparkle? Why, this is the finest you'll find in the land. It's even used in old King Dudley's crown.
Impressive.
Bidding starts at 10,000 leaves. Let me hear some numbers, folks.
400,000 leaves! 800,000!
1,600,000!
1,800,000 leaves!
We've got 1.8. Any other bidders? Anyone? Sold for 1,800,000 leaves. Much appreciated, friend. Go on, take it. You won't regret this. I guarantee.
That is indeed high-quality silver.
I hear these merchants built this silver operation themselves. In just 8 years, they turned this town into one of the continent's most plentiful sources of silver.
That youngling's got potential. He possesses a discerning eye. But more than that, he's deft at reading people's hearts. He'll be a fine merchant one day.
He's only 16, too. Soon he'll be a force to be reckoned with.
On to our next nugget. Let's get the bidding started. Hey there, Pops. I sold a bundle today like always.
That's my boy. Good work. You've grown since we settled here. The town has too.
We're only gonna keep on growing, Pops.
You bet. This town's gonna be something. Just gotta keep on digging up more silver and making a killing. And of course, use the profits to do right by everyone in town.
You betcha, Pops. We'll do it together.
Particio! We've got trouble. That gang's stirring up mischief at the mine again.
They're back, huh? Go on ahead, I'll catch up.
Protecting our mine's vital, but keep the violence to a minimum. You hear me?
That's a deal I can't make, Pops. I'm gonna go arouse the town, gather a posse. Whoever's willing to come.
Hey, just don't do anything risky, you hear? Dang, boy, he's already gone.
Customer. Here goes. Yeehaw! Here goes. Yeehaw! Let's do it. Bring it on. Time to divvy up the earnings. Seems like you're all ready and raring to go.
You look just as raring as any of us, boss.
You bet I am. That lousy gang's really got my hackles up. The more we have, the more they try and take away. Those ruffians got the nose for coin, if nothing else. They're here to take what we worked hard to make, so no holding back.
Yeah, they're good-for-nothing thieves. Let's get them good, boss.
New face, ain't you? I'm counting on you to watch our backs. Take this. Think of it as a down payment.
Ooh, the boss is doling it out again. You'd really give coin to a stranger you just met, Particio?
Of course I would. Folk gotta help each other out if they want to make it in this world.
Strange to think the wild stallion's got a soft side.
Bartering or bruising, no one can beat Particio the Wild Stallion. Too quick by half to let go of his leaves, though.
Quiet back there. Stop the muttering.
Trouble brewing in the ranks, bucko?
I knew you'd show up, Gif. Kind of you to worry about my posse.
Hand over your coin. You're making a tidy profit, aren't you?
We do honest work in our town, and we get honest pay for it. That's why it gets my goat that you scoundrels think you can waltz in here and steal what we shed sweat and blood for. Why not try some honest work for a change? It feels good.
Yeah! Give up being rascals and work like the rest of us!
Laborers, all the same. Come on, boys, take them down. This world's about taking, and we're going to be the takers. Yeah!
That rat. He needs someone to cool him down. Listen up, fellas. We can't let this bunch of scoundrels beat us. Double pay for anyone who distinguishes themselves. Let's get to work.
That's our boss. Generous as always.
Come on! Let's get 'em! Let's have ourselves a showdown. Yeehaw! Here goes. Take this. Yeehaw! Here goes. Bring it on. It's your shift now, friend. Sorry about that. I'm just getting warmed up. Thank you kindly. Bring it on. Yeehaw! Let's do it. Maybe next time. Ha! Not so tough after all, huh?
Damn! Don't think you'll get away with this.
Right. None of that cliche hogwash now.
Retreat! We're getting out of here!
And stay gone, you lily-livered lowlives! We did it, boss!
Yeah! What a victory! Y'all did good, fellas!
So what do y'all say we go and have ourselves a celebration?
I say, let's make it a big one!
You hear that, everyone? Food and drinks on Particio!
Woo! That's our boss! Generous as always!
Hold your horses! I didn't say nothing about buying anyone!
Come on, boss! Hurry it up!
Hey! I said it!
I think my ears are deceiving me. Say that again, Rock.
I'm leaving town. For good.
That joke ain't funny, partner. We built this place together. This silver mine is what it is today because of us. Both of us. Right when we're about to grow it even bigger, you hightail it out of here? Why?
Capitalism is a stormy sea, my friend. Its waves rise and fall, and its tides ebb and flow. Fortune has favored us, and a high tide has graced our town. However, the tides are always changing, Pap.
What about our people? The ones who followed us here?
I'll leave you with one word of warning. You do recall the contract we signed when we bought this land 8 years ago? It has one crucial flaw.
What's that?
I'm sure you'll find out soon enough.
Hey, partner, wait!
The tide's ebbing away from this town, Pap. Goodbye.
I think I ate more than I could stomach. This town's gonna get even bigger. All of us are working hard to make it so. Oh, Mr. Rock. Heading home early today, huh?
Particio, may I have a word with you? Particio, I'm leaving this town.
Huh?
I won't mince words. This silver mine's days are numbered. Silver is being mined worldwide now, and it is the commodity's destiny to slowly devalue. I'm washing my hands of the precious metals trade and traveling to the eastern continent.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Mr. Rock.
The East is rich and prosperous, a land abundant with promising wares. Have you heard of something called a steam engine? It is a revolutionary device that uses energy derived from steam to provide unprecedented power. We're entering the age of steam, Particio. I am certain of it. Look at yourself in a mirror, and you'll see eyes sparkling with excitement. You have the spirit of a true capitalist. A golden opportunity like this has your blood pumping.
Thanks for the compliment.
Particio, I want you to come with me. I want your talent, your drive, your charisma. You possess a rare talent. I've traveled the world over and met few your equal. What do you say? Will you leave this town behind and join me on an exciting new venture? Together we can amass a fortune that would be the envy of the world.
Wow, Mr. Rock. You're always thinking 10 moves ahead. I admire you more than any other merchant. But I can't go with you. Right now, all I want is to stay and work hard with the folks here in town. I'm real sorry, Mr. Rock.
Particio, that sparkle in your eye tells me what's really in your heart. Your gaze is on the horizon, your spirit dancing at the thought of the potential business opportunities out there for you. I see your mind is made up. A shame. It saddens me to think of your talents withering along with this town. Goodbye, Particio.
Mr. Rock. Here you go, Pops. My special beef and veggie stir-fry surprise.
Oh, boy. Smells delicious. Hang on, Particio. There's no beef in here. So you wouldn't really call it beef and veggie stir-fry surprise, now would you?
I can when we're broke. We can't afford beef. So, fill up on the name, if nothing else. Please?
Times are tough, huh? We dig and dig, pull up all the silver we can sell, and it only gets us enough coin for table scraps. That contract I signed, biggest mistake I ever made. The original owner of this plot of land retains the right to buy it back at any time they so please. I can't believe I didn't notice that fine print when I signed the darn thing. That rotten landowner let us do all the hard work building this place up, and then snatched the whole thing back once the silver started taking off. Since then, all the profits from the silver we mine get sucked up by that leech of a landowner. I ended up pushing myself so hard trying to turn a profit, I drove myself into the sick bed.
Eat my share, Pops. The merchant's health is the seed capital, and you need all you can get.
Fine words. When'd you get so eloquent, chickadee?
Darn it, we're out of medicine, too. Hold on, Pops. I'll go buy you some more pharmaceuticals.
I'm sorry, son. It's me that's keeping you tied to this mess of a place.
Much appreciated. Thank you kindly. Howdy there, fellas. Getting on well?
Boss, got any work for us?
None of us have had a job for days. We can't even afford a decent meal.
This town's done for. We've lost everything. I gotta find a way to make this last measly crust of bread keep me going.
Hey, boss. Got a job for me? Any job?
Sorry, I want to hire you, but I don't got the leaves. It's hard to make a living with that silver mine now. The landowners' laws are squeezing us dry.
Damn. What are we supposed to...
Harry, that's my crust. Give it back.
Shut up. I'm taking it. I've got mouths to feed too.
That's enough. Here, y'all split my bread. It ain't much, but it'll tide you over.
Boss.
Damn. Sorry, Harry. Sorry, Nikki. It's my fault you're suffering. If only I could make things better. If only I could look out for you. Never imagined it'd end up like this. I never knew what a devil poverty was or how much pain it could bring.
Don't worry about it. We'll figure out something to do for work.
Boss, it's not your fault.
Damn, you're pathetic. Look at you cry. Now stop with the waterworks and pony up the leaves, bucko.
Jiff, as if today couldn't get any worse. Smart of you to toady up to that leech of a landowner.
The most important thing in life is figuring out whose side to take, bucko. You haven't forgotten that contract from 16 years back now, have you? A merchant like you should understand the power of a flimsy piece of paper.
What do you want, Giff?
I got a message from our benevolent landowner. Tax on silver's going up. Lucky you. A lot of competition in the silver trade lately. Ore prices are going down, down, down. Hurts the boss's kindly old heart to do this, but times are tough.
You think we'll stand for that? You ain't getting another leaf out of us.
Yeah, we're all struggling just to eat.
Getting rebellious, eh? In this world, there are those who squeeze and those who get squeezed. You idiots are the latter. You're nothing but lemons to me. Your job is to get squeezed into lemonade.
You...
Though none of you can afford to buy lemons anymore, can you? Listen up, bucko. Next time I come to collect, I'm taking a bigger cut.
Boss. Damn it!
Hey, Pops. I'm back.
Something happened? I've never seen you look so dispirited.
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Particio. I won't pretend to know what's got you down, but here's a word of advice. Why not just go for it? Do whatever it is you want to do most. You'll never lose if you never try, son. But you'll never win either.
That settles it. I'll be back in 2 shakes of a Kate's whisker, Pops. Thanks for the advice.
Kid's face lit up like a miner's lantern.
It's all over for us.
They're gonna squeeze us until we're dry as the desert sand.
Fellas, listen up. You wanted a job, and I got one for you. Let's send those leeches packing.
You mean it?
I've been holding back ever since they took our deed away from us. We've all suffered in silence. Now, well, I've finally understood. That dastard landowner, well, Only thing on their mind is how to grow rich and fat off our toils. They don't care a whit about what happens to us or our town. That's why we gotta take it back, and our lives with it.
I'm with you, boss.
This is our town. We'll fight for it.
Thanks, fellas. Now that that's settled, let's hustle on over to that Snake Gifts place.
Yeah!
Let's work up a nice sweat. Customer. I'm just getting warmed up. Felt that, didn't you? Here goes. Take this. I'm just getting warm. Here goes. All in a day's work. Ourselves a showdown. I'm just getting warmed up. Yeehaw! Take this. Not bad. Here goes. Bring it up. Yeehaw! Let's do. Maybe next time. customer. Here goes. Take this. I'm just getting warmed up. Bring it on. Yeehaw! Take this. Here goes. Bring it on. I'm just getting warmed up. Yeehaw! Let's... All in a day's work. Let's have ourselves a showdown. Yeehaw! Bring it on. Yeehaw! Bring it on. Maybe next time. Hey, a customer. Here goes. Yeehaw! Here goes. Yeehaw! Let's do it! All in a day's work. Howdy there, friend. Yeehaw! Here goes. Take this. Yeehaw! Time to divvy up the earnings.
Did you see the tears on that fool's face earlier?
You said it, Gif.
Excuse me, Gif.
Huh? Look who it is. I'm moved. I am. Came to give me what you owe me early?
Huh. Something like that. Here, a coin made from our silver.
One measly leaf? You trying to insult me?
You're the one insulting it, you rotten scoundrel. Every fortune's made from a pile of these, the little guys. Treat one with contempt and you'll lose them all. That goes for money and for people.
What a joke.
We've made up our minds, Gif. We're taking our town back.
You? A third-rate merchant from the sticks? You're just as stupid as your father.
What did you say?
The original owner of this plot of land retains the right to buy it back at any time they so please. That bit of fine print wasn't even in the original contract. The landowner slipped it in at a later date, all quiet-like. Your gullible idiot of a father never even noticed. Thanks to you, we've lived fat off the hog. Earned ourselves a mine and a bunch of fool miners for next to nothing.
You're dirty through and through. You tricked my pops and stole everything from us.
Yeah, well, too bad. This world, see? It's made so that people with smarts, like me, we win.
You've done it. You really, really got my goat. Get ready, Gif. 'Cause we're taking our town back from your dirty mitts. Let's tussle, Gif. Bring it on. I'm just getting warmed up. Good effort. Bring it on. Here goes. Yeehaw! Good effort. Darn. Bring it on. It's your shift now, friend. Ha! Yeehaw! Yeehaw! Let's... How's that?
Take this!
Good effort. I'm just getting warmed up. Don't mind if I do. Yeehaw!
Take this!
Here goes. Take this! I'm just getting warmed up. Here goes. Yeehaw! Let's... Good effort. Bring it on. It's your shift now, friend.
Take this!
Here goes. Uh-oh. Don't mind if I do.
Take this!
Here goes. Yeehaw! Bring it on. Yeehaw! Bring it on.
I'll pound you into lemonade!
Here goes. Take this. Oh, shucks. Don't mind if I do. Good effort. Yeehaw! It's your shift now, friend.
Take this!
I'm just getting warmed up. Much appreciated. Ha! Yeehaw! Yeehaw! Let's do it!
Rotten little.
Come on, that all you got?
Can't believe trash like you was giving me trouble. Hey, morons! Stop slacking off! Get over here and finish this fool!
Now you call for help? Fine by me. I'll take you all on. Yeehaw!
Take this!
Bring it on. Take this. Yeehaw! It's your shift now, friend. Ha! Yeehaw! Maybe next time. Well now, made your peace?
Wait! Spare my life! If it's money you want, I got it! Loads of it! See?
Whoa there. Silver. So this is where you've been hiding all the coin you swiped from us.
We can rebuild our town with this.
You won't blame me, right? I was just following orders.
That's so. Then fetch your boss. I'd like to have a word.
I can't do that. No one's ever met him.
Come to think of it, Pop said he handled the contract and all the negotiations by post. Neither me nor Pop's ever had a face-to-face. So, Giff, who is this landowner anyway?
You can't make me talk! It'll be my hide if I do!
Too bad for you. It'll be your hide if you don't.
Rock Brilliant. The tycoon himself.
What? Mr. Rock? But why?
The man's got a ruthless mind for business. This was his plan all along.
You're lying. This has to be some mistake. I'm sure of it. Mr. Rock could never do that to us. He wouldn't.
When was the last time the store shelves were so well stocked?
Life's returning to our little town.
Hey, Greenhorn, hurry up and move this material.
Yes, sir!
We're gonna work you hard until you pay off your debt, you hear?
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Particio, sir.
Pops, you fine to be walking around?
Yeah, thanks to you. I'm too busy to be dead. I'm distributing the wealth stolen from us back to the townsfolk. And life's starting to come back to our town.
Yeah, it sure is. Oh, I almost forgot. I made arrangements to get the materials you wanted.
Woo! You're a lifesaver. Hey, Particio. Can we have a talk?
We're talking now, ain't we?
Just be quiet and follow me for a spell, will you? It's been 16 years since we settled here. We started from nothing and had our fair share of ups and downs.
Yeah, you could say that again. Pops, Mr. Rock, he...
I don't give a hoot about Rock no more, son. He left us in the lurch. I don't ever want to see his face again. Listen, I want you to look to the horizon. You've got a bright future ahead of you. You're gonna be something, if I reckon right. Something too big for this little town to contain, even if it wanted to.
Pops?
Don't worry about us anymore. We can get along just fine without you.
Boss! Particio!
Boss!
You've got too much potential for our little town. It'd just go to waste here. That's why I want you to hit that dusty trail already. Get along, little chickadee.
This town's my home. I grew up here. But to be honest, as the day is long, I've wanted to see the world for a while now. Ever since Mr. Rock took off and left us. I don't regret staying here, not for an instant. But now, well, I know how painful poverty can be.
Boss.
We managed to weather our troubles here, even if just barely. But somewhere out there, I know there's folks suffering just as much as we did, or worse. I want to do what I can for them. Use my talents to make the world a better place.
Being a merchant ain't just about making bundles of leaves. It's the reason why that matters. I'm proud of you, son.
Pops.
You're no chickadee any longer. You're a full-fledged, bona fide merchant. Go on. Help others like you helped us. Bring prosperity to all those troubled folks out there. And show up that Rockefeller while you're at it. Get along now, Particio. We'll see to the town while you're gone.
Yeah! We'll keep it safe and sound. Don't worry about us, boss. Boss, take care out there.
Fellas. If you all say so, I got no choice now, do I? I'm hitting the road. I'll be back once I eliminate that devil called poverty from the world. I'm looking forward to sharing a campfire with you.